Good evening, everybody. MATTROISE here with another live stream tonight of Tales from the Territories, AWA. We're going to see what happens live here, have a good time, watch the show, and see what happens. You know, I was such a huge wrestling fan growing up. However, I did not catch much AWA in my day. In fact, my very first memory of professional wrestling was WrestleMania 3. So we're going to see what happens. Body slams in the Heartland. All right, here we go.
Who represented the USA at the 1948 Olympics. Vern Gagne created the American
What's up, Joe?
Wrestling Association with one singular goal: to present professional wrestling as he envisioned it, as a sport.
You had to fight him, otherwise you didn't respect him. He just beat the shit out of you.
In fact, they crawled over the barricades. They would come into the ring sometimes, right?
During a time when the rising popularity of television inspired wrestlers far and wide to adopt flashier personas and crazy gimmicks, Vern preferred to play it straight.
Vern Gagne. What's up, Aaron?
I was making the shit up as I went along.
Yeah.
Right.
Not only did he take one pill, but he took both the pills.
And I'm talking.
What's up, Rory?
It was the wilderness.
From a home base in Gagne's chilly native Minnesota, the AWA territory stretched north into Canada, west to California, and south to Chicago, presenting a style of wrestling that was rooted in athleticism and creating a legacy that survives to this day.
Definitely drove. Body slams in the Heartland. All right, here we go.
You know, since we wrestled and when we started, so many of our contemporaries have passed away.
Sure.
That I just like reuniting with the guys that we all have something in common with and went through, you know, what we did in the crazy world of professional wrestling.
There is no bond like it.
Always good, Rory. Thanks for asking, bro.
Thank God they were still alive. Really.
Irish whip. Look at that flying drop kick. Brunzell tags off. In comes Greg Gagne.
I know how you got in there. You were lucky. You were his son.
Well, I had to.
You did not have to
his son.
try out.
I had to start on the ring truck. I had to drive the ring
Greg
truck.
Gagne.
Referee. These guys got off that load, but Vern made me do that.
He was the son
Would've been
of
fun,
Vern.
though, having him as a dad.
Yeah, it was fun. He'd move all the furniture in the living room downstairs, and I'd have to wrestle with it.
Thank you, Aaron.
Went
Yes,
all the way on
almost
to
there.
college. And that's where I met Jim. Was at the University of Minnesota.
Minnesota. He is Greg Gagne.
After our careers in football at Wyoming and Minnesota ended, he called me and he said, Jim, how would you like
That's
to
Jim
try pro wrestling?"
Brunzell,
And I said,
a professional wrestler talking.
You know, the only wrestling I did was intramural in high school, so he told me Dad's got a camp. So I went for it.
And the other half of the High Flyers, he is jumping Jimmy Brunzell.
Well, I tried it when I was a kid. Handsome Dallas Page, because my real name was Page Joseph Falkenberg. I had 3 matches. I sucked. I hurt my knee and I had a little bit of time down, and I got my first chance to run a little rock and roll joint. So I got swept away by the booze, the broads, and the party. But I can't get it out of my head. And now I'm like, I'm too old to be a wrestler. I'm 31. So I'm like Diamond Dallas Page.
Let's bring the man
DDP.
out here right now. How the hell are you today, buddy? How are you? Dallas, you look great. How are you today? I never had a bad day in my life, Daddy. And why not? I am the world's greatest professional wrestling manager in the world.
Jimmy Hart's got the Hart Foundation.
What's up,
I could have the
Queen
time
of
in exchange.
Darkness?
And I got 3 guys. One I called Big Bad John. Another I called Rock Hard Rick. And the other was Ted E. Bear. And he came in with the Diamond Dolls. And I cut this promos. And I sent the videotape to the AWA. And I get a call from Mr. Gagne over here. And he says, bring a bunch of those hot-looking broads you got.
Whoa! You got to be holding on to your feet, Daddy.
You know, those crazy clothes, and we'll give you a shot. And I went over early, and I brought my shit. I got my cowboy boots on, which makes me like, instead of 6'4", 6'6" and a half. Vern was leaning down, writing on the table. You look back, he was going to help you. I go, I'm Diamond Dallas Page. I'm here. You guys had brought me in. Jesus, got to be his biggest damn manager I've ever seen. I'm talking about.
Yeah, DDP, that gigantic manager.
So much Shelley. Let me ask you, Deuce, because you're a trailblazer here. What was it like for you
Oh,
coming
Medusa.
I was pounding pavement, doing independence and going broke and living in my car, and I got that great call. And I'm sitting at my grandmother's. Oh, this is Wahoo McDaniel. I hear you're a pretty good wrestler. We want to bring you in. Vern wants to do a program with you. Are you available next week? And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, Mr. McDaniel, I'm good then, yeah? Oh my gosh, I was so excited. He gave me the greatest opportunity ever.
You don't need
What's up, Garrett Light?
You don't need alligators.
What's up, bro?
You need to be a wrestler.
Vern agreed to sponsor
That's
me
Ken Patera.
for the 1972 Olympic Games. I was an amateur athlete in America, broke, no place to stay, nobody loved me.
Pretty cool, though, that Vern stepped up for you.
Yeah, he stepped up for me, and I went to the Olympic Games, the Pan American Games,
Wow.
4 World Championships, and became famous.
Wow.
He is the first man in history to lift more than 500 pounds overhead.
Wow.
Patera,
Strong.
America's strongest man.
So I wanted to bring my fame to the AWA, and Vern agreed since he was paying for it. And then I bump into these two knuckleheads, and the rest is history.
Oh, nice, Garrett.
Vern ran in different camps, and he had, people that wanted to try out. Most of them didn't make it through the first hour. We'd go 6 hours a day, 6 days a week.
You're right,
And it was
Dro.
a non-heated barn. Bales of
Roy,
hay
I'm
all
good,
over
man.
the
How you
place.
doing, bro?
We start off with about a mile run.
Ronnie
then from there we
Garvin,
went to
being
the
born with
ropes.
hands made of
The
stone.
ropes. First week, I mean, all the skin was
Hey,
off,
I'd
the
love to
black
see
was
that.
off, yeah. And then we did bumps.
Dive over the arm. Dive over it. Watch. You gotta know how to fall. If you don't know how to fall, you're gonna get hurt. And if you're hurt, you can't wrestle. If you can't wrestle, you don't eat. It's that simple.
He's
The
right.
ring was hard, the ropes were too loose, and a bunch of chickens up in the loft.
Pigeons.
Or yeah, chickens too. There were chicken shit all over the ring, along with the pigeon shit.
Vern's students in the barn were a mixture of college athletes, weightlifters, and former football players, some of whom would go on to become the most celebrated stars in the history of the business.
Ric Flair.
Including a future wheeling and dealing, limousine riding young nature boy named Ric Flair.
One day he doesn't show up for the workouts. And Vern says, well, where's Rick? Well, he quit. Well, he can't quit. Where is he? I said, he's home. So he goes over there and he knocks on the door. So Rick came in. He said, what's the matter? Rick says, I quit. I can't handle it. I can't handle
Ric
it.
Flair was going to
Rick
quit.
says, you're not quitting. Yes, I am. And open-handed him and knocked him right on his ass. And he said, get up, get in the car. You're going out to the camp.
Wow.
Got in the car. Vern brought him out to the workout.
Wow, Vern got him out. Ric Flair.
The territory of the AWA covered so much ground that Vern was in need of a quick and dirty way to transport wrestlers from state to state. His solution? A rickety, low-altitude, 12-seat plane that the boys considered a flying coffin.
Retirement
No
home
one
and
ever felt too
Hitman.
safe on board.
ATF.
But during
Wow.
one fabled
I don't know
flight,
about that.
Grease Mad Dog Vachon.
Mad Dog
almost
Vachon.
gave new meaning to its name. Suicide One.
Mad Dog Vachon was probably the most unpredictable person I've ever been around.
Garrett Light, hey man,
He
I'm
was.
up for the job.
This is going to be special delivery. It's a
Yeah, Ric Flair was heavy back in the day, Nick. You're right.
You know what they use a pine box for?
He lost a lot of weight.
Got a good idea.
Who told you I was there in the first place?
Well, I can't get into that. Matt.
Mad Dog Vachon.
And I remember the first time I wrestled him, I said, Dad, what do I do with this guy? And he says, hit him twice as hard as you. And I said, and good luck.
Good luck.
You had to fight him, otherwise you didn't respect him. He'd just beat the shit out of you. So the office bought this plane. It was a Navajo chieftain, had 12 seats in it, but because of the weight of the talent, they could only have 8 seats in there. So Mad Dog's near the end of his career now. He's about 50 years old, and he liked to play cribbage.
Not that I know of, Maroney.
He wouldn't say much. He's playing cribbage, playing cribbage. Greg, could you do me a favor? Jesus. And Jesus, yeah, he scared the crap out of you. You thought something was going to happen.
Oh, okay. Rory, I give you and your family my condolences, man.
And I want
for
to
Ed.
wrestle on the early match so I can go see them. Yeah, we'll put them on. We'll put them on. Before he'd go in the ring, he'd drink a pint of whiskey.
Go blue, ATM, yeah.
Before he went in the ring.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then take something, I don't know what, some pill or something. Somebody had given him a pill so he could make the trip.
Oh.
Be sure you don't take this till the morning.
Uppers, right?
That was my story, Greg.
That was your story?
Yes, he came to me and he said, Jim, do you have any uppers?
Uppers,
and
see?
Like any
Told
good
you.
wrestler who traveled on the road, I had a little stash.
Like any good wrestler.
Like any good
They
wrestler.
called me Dr. Jim. I never got arrested once for a malpractice, but
Dr. Jim.
I had a couple of Dexedrine Spaniels. And not only did he take one pill, but he took both the pills.
Holy shit.
He goes out in the ring and he's only out there for like 2 minutes. He comes back in and we're sitting there and says, Jim, Mad Dog, you're back so quick. I killed that kid.
Uppers.
I gotta get going. I gotta meet the family. He strips down and he's got a towel around him. He sits down next to us, a case of beer there that they had in the locker room. He starts drinking a beer. Then we go out, we wrestle for about 40 minutes. We come back in, nobody in the locker room, the beer is all gone. We drive out to the airport and we see a cab come up and I see Steve Ostanowski and the Mad Dog get out of the cab. And we look at him, he's got barbecue sauce on his beard and on his shirt. And he's wobbling around and I said, Steve, what happened? Steve said he met the family and they ate ribs.
Trivia, oh no trivia tonight.
Drinking wine.
Yeah, no trivia tonight, guys. Relax, chill out.
And then we get in the cab to come out to the airport. He stops and gets another pint of whiskey. Drinks it in there, and he was getting wild in there. So I gave him a joint to smoke. I said, oh God, Steve. So we get in the plane, and we put him in the back of the plane next to Adrian.
He became so agitated that when he was on the plane, Adrian gave him a Quaalude.
Quaalude.
Which was an unbelievable up and down combination.
Ooh.
So actually his mind didn't know if he was going up or down. Thank God he didn't have a heart attack.
We
Jeez.
don't know how many beers he had in the locker room. He had a pint of whiskey and
2 Dexedrine 15 milligram Spaniels, and then he had
that
a
was
Quaalude.
speed to keep
Yes.
it going. He got the
Trivia is
wine,
fun,
and then he had
Garrett,
another
yes.
pint of
Trivia
whiskey
titles here.
at the airport, and then he took the Quaalude.
Yep.
So we're going along, playing cards, and all of a sudden, the whole plane moves.
Ooh.
And we thought we got hit by another plane.
Apparently Jacob was front row in AEW. I didn't see AEW, so I can't confirm.
The door's open back there. Close the door. And we look back, and here's Mad Dog. He's hanging out like this, and all you can see is his back.
Adam Page was hurt bad, huh? What happened?
The pilot says, get him in. We said, he's going to jump. We're not going with him. Let him go.
Tales from the Territories. All right, so just so you guys know, for the next pay-per-view, Crown Jewel, I'm giving away 3 prizes. The first prize is the Macho Man Pop Pin. I'm going to give this away. And 2 other prizes that have not come in the mail yet. And also, I'm throwing in a bonus for every prize winner. For all 3 prize winners for Crown Jewel. A official program to each and every one of the winners from the Bret Hart Heart Attack Tour that took place just this past Saturday, which I attended, and whoa, we had a great time. And the program's got some photos in it. It's awesome, and I'm sure you guys will like it. Also, you'll see some local stores in here as well. It's a program, right? So yeah. But yes, this is probably going to be pretty collectible, and they'll be given out to all 3 winners of the prizes for the next pay-per-view, along with the initial prize. So this will be one of the prizes, and 2 other prizes are yet to come in. But they will be here before. They will be here before the pay-per-view. So I hope you guys know. Grim? No, I don't know Grim. But yes, I had a good time at the Heart Attack tour. The Dudley Boys give me a fist bump. The security guard let me in to say hello to them, even though I didn't pay for a meet and greet, which was $100 for Dudley Boys. I just said, hey, can I just say hello to them? And they said, yeah, go ahead, say hello. Oh, Rory, somebody bought the signed pop on eBay. I don't know who did it, but somebody bought it. But I was still up in the air about the pop, the Bret Hart signed pop figure on eBay. I was up in the air, so it's okay. Whoever bought it, good for them. But someone bought it. But in any case, I don't know if I'm going to do that and put a Sharpie in Bret's hand while he comes to shake, tap everyone's hand at the guardrails. I don't know about that because they're charging to have Bret's signature, right? I don't know. That could go really bad. You know what I mean? Like, I could get thrown out for that, right? If he comes to the guardrail to just pat my hand and I put a Sharpie in his hand and sign my figure or whatever, I don't know if that's going to go over very well. I mean, I'm sure Bret, he's such a nice guy, don't get me wrong. He may do it, but it may turn ugly. I don't want any issues to occur because of that, so I don't know if I'm going to take that risk. I don't know yet.
Mad Dog Vachon dangles thousands of feet above the ground.
All right, we're back from commercial break.
Leaving every other wrestler on the plane fearing for their lives.
So now Mad Dog, he gets that look in him, and he starts throwing beer bottles, empty beer case, garbage can. He opens his wrestling bag, the wrestling boots, the tights, the jockstrap, the bag goes.
He threw him out of the plane?
And then he ties this chain around his neck. He's hanging out backwards like this. He leaned in. It's so peaceful.
Hey, Garrett Light. Mick Foley, not at Mania 29, it was at a wrestling signing. Jovan, what's up, man?
Door's still open.
Door's still open. We can't get it out.
Oh, wrestling YouTuber? Oh, awesome.
So the pilot said, hey, you got to make a emergency landing, guys.
That's awesome.
Prepare yourselves to get in the crash position. So we're all down like this. And we look down and ambulances, fire engines, police cars, the red lights going. They got foam on the runway.
Right.
The pilot puts it down and he has to put it down on one wheel. So he takes it in, he puts it down, come to a stop.
Jovan, I'm not sure about that, AT. Yeah, Roy, that could set a precedent for others to try it. I don't know. I don't want to get thrown out. You know what I mean? That could get you thrown out, man. They're charging for autographs.
And they said, you got 2 options. He either goes to jail, or you guys can take him back. And Mad Dog called.
Don't listen, Roy, to your original plan. Well, I don't know yet.
Take me back. I'll kill all of you.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know yet.
So we got him in the plane, and we put him behind the seat of the pilot.
It's a risk. It's just a risk.
Put 2 straps on him. And all the way back, he's like this. I want to kill you. So we bailed out of the plane when we landed. Left the pilot with him.
Oh, he's the owner of GTS Wrestling Show, really?
He got a lecture up in the office.
So did I.
Did you?
Yes, your dad called me, and I went down there, and then he actually pushed me into this chair, and he told me the story, and I told him, I said, I just gave him the 2 bills, you know. I didn't, you know,
2 bills.
incite this whole thing that he did and open the damn door. I don't think I ever rode the small plane again after that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, well, that.
Oh, you're a big risk taker, Roy. You would do it.
You were the culprit.
I may, you know what? I might do
In
it.
Iowa, I went through
Cornfield.
finding wrestling boots, jock straps, and all.
Maybe I'll
everything else.
give him a
Someone had a
pen,
good time in the cornfield.
right? With a picture or something.
In the territory
A
cage,
card.
wrestling was largely a boys' club, and spots for women on the roster were scarce. For Medusa, this meant that an invitation from Vern to join the AWA was a dream come
You know,
true.
Medusa was also Italian,
Ran headlong into a nightmare.
just like,
Named Sherry Martel.
ooh, Sherry Martel.
When I found out
Milkshake
the reason
Martel.
I was going into AWA, I actually just kind of shit myself because I was like, oh,
Just like
my
Mandy
God, you want
Rose.
me to do a program with Sherry Martel?
Sherry Martel for the Ladies Championship of the
That
World.
is like, whoa, like really big news. And I was green as hell, and coming into this territory, it was an honor.
Yeah, maybe, Nick.
And I remember she was with Playboy Buddy Rose and
What's up?
George Summers.
Card Tricks, Ghost Ranger. What's up, man?
She would ride
What's up,
with
bro?
him, and I would ride with some of the other guys and whatnot. It was just me and all the guys, and I was crammed in the back. They would always get high. They'd lock the fucking windows, and I'd be like, contact.
Mandy's
shit.
Italian too. Yos, yeah.
And they wouldn't open up the
Medusa's
windows or nothing,
was
you know?
Italian
And
as
there was,
well.
like,
She's
these-
Italian.
These turn down things, and they would like basically duct tape the shit, and they would rib me like that. They knew they could get by with it. So we would follow each other back then.
I'm good, Octavio. How are you?
2 separate cars, and Sherry loved Dairy Queen.
Yeah, Garrett Light's a wrestler as
What the
well.
deal was. So we're going down, and all of a sudden there was a Dairy Queen in the middle of nowhere.
Nice guy,
went
Dro.
in,
That's awesome,
she got
man.
the blizzards, and she comes back. She's got this shitload, and those 2 boys are in the car laughing. Ooh, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what's so funny. We're driving. And all
Roy,
of a
you were
sudden,
the very first
here
Divas
comes
champion.
Sherry out of the freaking sunroof with milkshakes and blizzards, and they started whipping them at our car.
Oh, milkshakes.
As each milkshake and shit would hit
Yeah.
the windshield, they would put the wipers on.
Bruno-
And we're like, we can't see. And she's
Bruno
up
is
there
was
laughing
Italian
her
as well.
And there's Doug Summers driving.
Nice, Octavio.
and
Everything's
pulls
good?
down his pants, whips his ass out, and was driving with his pants down. And I'm like screaming, and they're laughing, and they're throwing shit
Wow.
at each other. Doug got his ass stuck. We got his ass stuck. The car went off the highway.
Ooh.
Woo! 360 and 90 all the way down the highway, and they went in the ditch.
That's good,
Oh, my
Octavio.
God.
That's awesome.
And we kept going. We didn't stop. They're like, oh, they're fine.
Dad was cracking up? Oh,
We
that's
get to the
funny.
building, and they were laying for the matches and stuff. But the whole AWA was amazing. And your daddy paid me my first paycheck. And when I got that check, it was $800. I never got paid like that. And I was
And
so
also,
sick and poor, and I didn't have
your
anything
plan
else
worked.
by that time,
Maroney
so
ended
I'm
up
on
getting the
street.
title.
So anyway, I changed my life. When I got my first check, I bought my grandmother and aunt. They were dead. And I would go visit them at the grave, and I never knew where they were at. You know, you couldn't tell with the markers and stuff. That $800, that first check I got, I bought markers for their graves. It was incredible.
Whoa.
Your father, and I still praise him to this day.
I know you do.
Hey, Ghost Ranger, man. I hope you have an amazing debut. They're on commercial break again, guys. So Ghost Ranger is a professional wrestler. He's going to have his debut match coming up soon. And Garrett Light on the chat, he's also a professional wrestler. Him and his crew. And he used to frequent the stream years ago. And we used to watch him and his friends backyard wrestling. Well, they turned their dream into reality. And now they're wrestling on the road. And hey, that's awesome, Garrett, man. Keep up the good work. You too, Octavio. Keep up the good work. And I commend you guys for following your dreams. I really do. I really do. Taking the risk to follow your dreams, you know, because many people don't take that risk. But you guys did. And for that, I commend you. Commend you very greatly. He was laughing 5 minutes straight, Roy? Wow, that's awesome, man. Hey, it was a funny concept, you know, it was funny. Yes, Maroni, we can sometime, but you see, the thing is, you know, I'm working full time and I go to class full time, and as a result, I also have assignments. So I really don't have a lot of time. So I hardly have time to speak to my family, you know. So at this point in time, it's very difficult for me to get any time. Austin Steele, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? So, in fact, I just got my score for my first exam of this semester. I'll show you guys. And I was impressed, you know, I was happy with the score of my first exam. You guys ever seen these little books here? If I entered in the WWE Royal Rumble, I would have to try to win it. Oh, definitely, Garrett. Oh, you gonna video call him? Oh, that's cool, Rory. You see, I got an 88. And yeah, so you got the multiple choice here, got the short answers. Did very good. They're very good. So did very good. So almost an A. It's like a B+. But I'm shooting to get an A in the class. So I'm usually a straight A student. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's about a B+. Yeah, that's a B+. That's right, Mr. Kana, you heard it. Well, I showed you guys. I got an 88. So yeah, that's my first exam. It's like that was like a midterm already. Yeah, it's pretty good. Absolutely. I'm happy with it, you know, because I actually didn't get a chance to study as much as I would have liked to, because I went upstate for the weekend.
Under the name Pretty Boy.
Oh,
A young Bobby Heenan set up shop.
Bobby Heenan.
at NWA.
The Brain.
Began calling himself the Brain.
Stop it! I told you that before. It's dear Mr.
And transforming into the single greatest manager and promo guy there ever was. A natural, quick-witted heel, Bobby the Brain had a genuine talent for drawing heat. Heat so hot that it almost got him killed.
Heenan Heat.
He was the greatest all-around talent
What's up,
in this
Hannah?
business during our era, bar none.
And you're gonna be laid up worse. And great God, you're gonna be laid up.
Bobby could talk. Bobby could do everything in the ring. He was unbelievable in the ring.
So he has like crazy heat.
Oh, people hated him. God, unbelievable.
None other than the intelligent, brainworthy Bobby Heenan. Bobby.
When he was with Bachmichael and Stevens, they worked the thing with Jim and I, and we had a hell of a match with the two of them. And of course, they won the match. And people kind of went a little crazy that night. They threw a chair in at Bobby Heenan. He ducked and it hit me right on the nose.
Oh.
It busted my freaking nose.
Oh, broke his nose.
So then I had to go to the doctor the next day, get my nose fixed, right? So the next night I have to wrestle up in Duluth, and I'm wrestling Bobby. And he threw his head straight back, hit me right in the nose.
Oh.
Boom, busted the frickin' thing again.
Again.
Oh, gee.
Just a little more color, please.
So, Jim
Hey,
started calling
Jacob.
me Weasel. And I said, we need a weasel suit. If we could, have a match and he loses.
I couldn't watch it.
Weasel suit.
This is something people don't know is a weasel suit.
I had to beat him in 10 minutes, or I had to put on the suit. And I beat him at about 9:59.
Are you serious, Rory? Paige is seriously hurt? Rosa wrote you now? Rory, what did Rosa say?
Put him down, and then the referee and I pulled the suit
What's
up.
up, Harper?
He woke
Jacob, you're on TV? Awesome, man.
I mean, he just sold everything.
Did Paige really get hurt,
like
Jacob?
And this, and he goes to run, take a bump, he slipped, boom, 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 and the people went bananas.
Bananas.
He cared about the business.
Gorilla Monsoon.
How the character was.
He knew how to get that over to the people. He knew.
What's up,
what they
Eric
wanted,
Freeman?
he gave it to
See,
them.
I got Bobby Brain Heenan right here, the Weasel.
You know, somebody was doing their job when Bobby was that damn good as a heel.
Yeah.
And he could
Got the Weasel right here.
people to come see him to hate
Bobby the
him.
Brain Heenan.
In fact, they crawled over the barricades. They would come into the ring sometimes, right? Bobby would have people chasing him and hitting him over the freaking head.
As I jumped up, some fans said, "I'll get him down," and he rested his hand on the kid's shoulder in front of him and fired down to the ring.
That was in Chicago at the old amphitheater. Vernon and Bachwick were wrestling
Right.
for the title, and
He's severely injured.
the way it was told to me is they heard a pop, 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 and Vern.
I'll have to watch it.
During the match.
AEW tonight.
Greg and I are both in the locker room, and we had heard that somebody had, fired a gun in the arena, and that more than likely they were shooting at Bobby.
They were shooting at Bobby.
Vern didn't know what happened. But then they saw a lady in the front row go down.
Oh,
The
damn.
bullets bounced, ricocheted off the ring and hit her in the neck.
Oh,
And another guy got hit in the shoulder, and he went down.
damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's heat.
And
That is
then,
heat.
Wow.
And the people bought in to the point where it might drive somebody who was a little bit touchy,
Yes.
to do something like, bring a gun to an arena and start shooting at a manager.
That's horrible.
They never caught him?
never caught him. There's a phenomenal story, but I don't think I can even tell it on the air. With Adrian Adonis and Bobby Heenan.
Can't remember.
Tell it. We're about 45 minutes to an hour out of Winnipeg. I don't know how to say this without. Adrian says, "I had to crap."
Well, he's got a
Put it
crap.
That way. That's what he said. And we had all we had was a big jug that you peed in because the toilet wasn't hooked up. Well, we're an hour from an airport. So we hear Bobby Heenan back there. "I've got an idea." And we hear all this rustling around.
He's got a bag.
Heenan has got a great big garbage bag on Adrian's butt. And Adrian's got his pants down.
He's shitting in the bag.
And it's an explosion. And it blows the bag right out of Heenan's hand.
Oh. Oh.
Jesus.
Full-blown diarrhea. And all we hear is Heenan. "He shit all over me."
He shit all over me.
And we're all
He's shitting.
Adrian is, "Grab the bag, grab the bag. Will you shit all over me? Grab the bag."
He shit all over him.
God, and it's so horrible. So we got finally, it took us 45 minutes to get to this airport. We get down and we all bail out, yeah. And Adrian and Bobby are supposed to clean up the plane. I mean, it's on the back of the boat, so everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And it took them about 45 minutes to clean this up. So we get back in the plane, and I'm going, Jesus, it still smells in here. God almighty. And everybody's going, God, it does. And Mad Dog's like this. He reaches down, and they left the bag in there. Oh, God.
Okay, Jacob.
I hate to tell that story. It's so gross. So,
It sucks the boys, though. What do you
Mad Dog grabs the bag, and he's looking at us. He opens the bag, and he sticks his head into the bag for about 30 seconds. Right? And he cuts down, and he says, "That's how you get used to it." He's got crap hanging out.
Oh.
Ears. Oh my God. And we're just sitting around, we're all gagging like crazy.
What's wrong with
That's
Adonis?
the Mad Dog. Yeah. You might want to cut that story out.
Crazy nut job. Tanya, what's going on?
How did they make Starburst taste so juicy?
I don't know. But you just
All right, they're on commercial break. Jeez, man. I mean, stories, man. Jeez. Now, let's be honest here. You know, these wrestlers, I'm sure they're known to embellish some stories. So if some of these stories seem a little outlandish, they probably are. You know, some of them are probably real, but I'm sure they've been known to embellish over the years, I'm sure. Tanya, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you both recover. Oh, she can't give more details? Put Michaela Maroney for Maroney's belt. He cannot give his sister belt. That was the rule. Michaela Maroney? Okay. Yeah, no AEW tomorrow, Garrett. He crapped a condom into the garbage bag? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Damn, that's crazy. Hey, Jason Layden, what's up, bro? Rory, tell Thunder Rosa I said hello, and hope everything's going well for her. We hope to have her back on the main roster sooner than later. Yeah, I mean, it's just a shame. Really, Jake? You almost got into a fan with a fat slob for standing up? Yeah, I know, AD. I know. He outed himself, I know, on the Legends house. But in any case, why would someone be standing up in front of you? Jacob, I thought you were front row. Oh, he knocked himself out, Jason? Damn. Jacob, do you have any video footage of the show?
A world-class athlete with a huge chip on his massive
Oh, he told security on you?
The man was destined for greatness in the ring.
Sorry to hear that, Jacob.
A late-night trip to the Golden Arches led to a violent brawl that put Patera and his career on ice.
McDonald's. Fast food fury.
Bullshit I've done in my life.
What's up, Priscilla?
Olympic Games, wrestling, strongest men in all of wrestling, world's strongest men contest, and the f***ing assholes, all they want to ask me about is McDonald's.
The McDonald's.
How you threw the rock?
Shut up. So anyway, one winter evening, we wrestled in the Watertown High School gymnasium, and I can't remember who I wrestled, but Saito, my Japanese friend, he's wrestling Mad Dog Vachon. Mad Dog hit him so hard in the knee with a steel chair, I thought he broke my leg. Anyway, we get in the shower, get to the airport, and they fly us over to Waukesha in the wilderness there. And I'm talking serious now. It was the f***ing wilderness. No place to stay, of course. Typical Vern Gagne production. Or maybe you were doing the booking then. So anyway.
I wouldn't have booked you.
Thanks a lot. But anyway, we get into Waukesha, and the only place they had there is Holiday Inn.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll tell
open, thank God.
Ronnie about the rule.
And we had some scotch and water.
It's not that bad. He just had his bell rung.
I don't know how many we had, 6 or 8. Now it's like 12 o'clock, and we hadn't eaten all day.
I don't think he broke his neck, right?
McDonald's down the bottom
He just got knocked out.
So I said, Saito, how's your knee? He says, oh, bad.
He'll be all right.
So I said, just stay here. I'll walk down there. about 2 blocks away, there's these beautiful golden arches. So I walk down, I walk up to the drive-up window, and I bang on
I don't
the
think it's
window.
that bad.
The guy comes over, he says,
Yeah, he just
"Your
knocked himself
temperature,
out.
aren't you?"
I don't know how he could be
says, "Yeah."
seriously injured.
And I said, I'd like some quarter pounders. And the guy says, oh, we've been closed for an hour and a half. And I said, well, why do you have those big platters of quarter pounders? He said, we're doing a TV commercial.
Oh.
You can see the cameras here. And I said, yeah, I see the cameras. I said, well, just give me 3 or 4 or 5, 6 of those. I'll give you $5 a piece for them. Back then, they were only about 35 cents a piece.
Can't eat those. They're for a commercial.
He wouldn't do it. He said, we're not allowed to sell cold food. Besides, we need them for the commercial. And I says, shit. So I turn around to leave, and this kid comes up on the side of the building, and he says, they're assholes. I says, well, I think so too. And all of a sudden, I turn away from him. Here comes a boulder through the window.
Ooh, a boulder through the window.
The kid threw the rock, allegedly.
Well, he did.
That can't be the
I didn't
story.
see him throw it, but he was right there, and I saw the boulder come through the window, knock the window out.
Wow.
I asked him, I said, why did you do that? And he said, well, because this asshole fired me.
They fired
He
him.
says, is that right? He says, yeah, I hate him. And then he takes off. So I went back to the room. I tell Saito, the sons of bitches won't sell me any hamburgers. He says, ah, shit. About 12:30 at night by that time, and I was on the phone talking to my wife. 15 minutes later, the cops are knocking on my door. So I said, Saito, see who's at the door. So he opens up
These
the
guys
door
are just hungry.
in his underwear. I'm listening to them chatter, and he didn't understand a word she said. And there's another person there, John Dillinger. Can you imagine that's a hell of a name for a cop?
John
That was his real
Dillinger.
name, John Dillinger.
Wow.
So I get off the bed, I go to the door. I said, yeah, what can I do for you people? Are you Ken Patera? I said, yes, I am. Did you throw a rock through the window down at McDonald's earlier? I said, no, I didn't. Oh, up comes the mace.
Oh, they sprayed him.
Maced me.
They maced him.
I've never been maced before.
All right, good night, Tanya.
And I said,
Be
son
safe,
of
be
a
well.
bitch. He turns to Saito, maces him too. Saito's f***ing pissed, I'm pissed. Saito leg dived at John Dillinger, broke his leg.
Ooh.
And just before that happened, they had called for backup. There were 16 state troopers and Milwaukee City cops in the hallway. And they're all brandishing these big billy clubs.
Wow. That's defamation of character. That's wrongful accusations. Ken Patera, you got a lawsuit against McDonald's, my friend. All right, so let me tell you guys the rules for the Divas Championship. Just so you guys know, if you become Divas Champion, your name changes to a feminine version of your typical name because you are the Divas Champion. Just like Santino Marella became Santina Marella. So on and so forth. And if that happens, you also cannot forfeit the title. You have to lose the title. Just so you are aware. So those are the rules. Those are the rules, guys. And plus, every title's up for grabs for everybody. So everybody could win any title. Like Robertina, right? Absolutely. Jacob, is this your video? Yeah, you can't just give it away. can't do that. Let's see if we see Jacob here. Oh, you can see you? All right. Let's see if we can see Jacob. That's why you put your belt up with the spelling bee. That was a wise decision. Very wise decision. Let's see if we can see Jacob. Jacob's, he's got a black and pink shirt. Roy, you want to defend the Divas title? Well, we're not doing trivia tonight, but you can defend it next time. All right, let's see if we can see Jacob here. Still Ring of Honor champion. All right, Jacob. Let's see. Oh, Jacob, you were on. Jacob, you were. Wow. Jacob, look at that. Jacob, you were. Jacob, the camera was right on you, my friend. Wow, Jacob, that's you. Jacob, the camera was right on you, man. Wow. Wow, that's awesome, man. Wow, I'm so happy for you, Jacob. The camera was on Jacob. Like literally on Jacob. As he was singing Jericho's song. Hey, Jacob, that's awesome, man. Wow. Congratulations, man. You made it to big time, man. Oh, hold on. Let me see.
So now we're getting lumps and bumps on our head. So we said,
I'm going to show the stream, actually.
and so we took over.
Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this.
I can't see anything, and I'm throwing cops all over the place. Boom. You know, little right hand hook. Boom, boom, boom. So, yeah, we stacked them up pretty good. I don't know, I probably dropped 10 of them. But actually, all the cops are pretty good guys, except for a handful of them. And
he sang your song, Rory. He did.
So we finally fought our way.
Apollo Creed, yeah. Unfortunately, he did not crush the Russian, unfortunately.
So when we had them all stacked up, John Dillinger pulls his revolver out, threatened to shoot me.
Signed an extension to AEW, Garrett. Really? Jericho?
No. I said, well, don't pull the trigger yet. It's not. It's over. Here.
We ended up, both you went to prison, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was 2 years stay, 6 years probation.
They went to prison for that shit.
That was a sentence.
They went to
So what
prison.
did it end up costing you for the burgers that you never ate? With the attorneys?
About 700, 800,000.
Jeez. I mean,
Wow.
like
Well, that's the
years.
money you didn't make at the working too.
That's the money I didn't make.
Yeah. I love you like a brother, but I firmly believe that maybe you might have been the one throwing the 33-pound boulder.
Shut up,
Oh
Jimmy.
my God.
Because there's not too many humans that can pick up a 33-pound boulder and throw it in an arc, 8 to 10 feet to go through the windows.
Well, can't you lift 30 pounds?
Oh, I could.
He was probably 18, 19 years old. It only had to be Ken Patera.
So was it Ken who did it, or was it a kid?
Strongest man.
Still him,
I
asshole.
know it, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Well, how big was the kid?
First, Jimmy accuses me of throwing the rock. Now you're accusing me, and I think you accused me earlier.
Well, when I first heard it, knowing Kenny and the way, you know, your personality is,
Jeez.
sir, all due respect, I knew that you had to have thrown that boulder.
You heard a bunch of bullshit.
So he's not owning up to it.
In the days of kayfabe, wrestlers lived their gimmicks, changing their hair, clothes, even their personalities to become the personas they portrayed in the ring. This kind of immersion was part of the magic that made wrestling real. But for the AWA tag team known as the Chain Gang, that level of reality came at a steep and bloody price.
The Chain Gang.
You know, it happened in 1969. Dick the Bruiser had developed this team called the Chain Gang. Kind of like I don't want to say too much, I'll get it next, but it was one of the groups, one of the biker groups.
Right.
Bruiser, Snyder,
Now listen,
Hell's Angels.
And Dick wanted to have the Chain Gang. They were doing a show in Chicago, wanted to bring him into Milwaukee. Then somebody said that somebody had given him a warning about going in there, but you know, you always got warnings, you know, back then when you had heat. They showed up in Milwaukee, they wrestled, a lot of heat. They came out afterwards, and they were invited to a party.
Oh, that's really Roy. Wow.
Hey, guy, come on out. And they went in this biker bar. Everybody, hey, come on in. And
They think it's going to be amazing.
yeah, they go up to the bar, and there's some bikers there, and they're talking, and they have a beer. They turn around, and one of them's going to walk out because he didn't feel comfortable, and they blocked him.
Ooh.
And from that, a big fight erupted. They were hit with cue sticks, cue balls. They were throwing at them. They got the shit beat out of them. And one escaped. He escaped through a window, from what I understood. Got out of the building, and he ended up in the Fox River and swam out and got away from them. And when he finally got out, the police cars.
That's cool, Jason.
Said, "Are you the other guy that was with him?" Yeah. Well, his partner, he'd shot him twice in both legs.
Jeez.
So I take it that the real Red and White did not take it kindly that they
No, I won't be streaming Andy Kaufman episode after
What
this.
they did, and I don't know what motorcycle.
I'm gonna show you guys Jacob
who it was, what colors
on
they had.
AEW, and then we're gonna sign out.
But, you know, what are you gonna, you know? But
It could be anybody.
Don't shoot the messenger.
But they did a number on him.
So did they keep doing the gimmick?
No, they never did it again. In fact, the one never wrestled again.
Wow. Yeah, you know, these biker gangs, they don't like you impersonating them. That's one thing. Here's our good friend Jacob on AEW. Look at this guy. He's here. It's Jacob. Look at Jacob. Look at Jacob, man. Wow, I'm so happy for you, man. Jacob, I am so happy for you. Jacob, wow. That's awesome, man. I mean, it was one thing for you, Jacob, to be live in front row, but it's another thing for you to be on camera for several seconds. Like you were on the show. Like you were a part of the show, the broadcast. That's another thing, man. I'm so happy for you, Jacob. Yeah, the camera pointed at him, not only pointed at him, but gave him the whole couple seconds, like 3 seconds. Jacob, you're a part of their broadcast, man. You will be on their broadcast. Like you are a part of their show. Like you're not even just a fan. You were a part of the show for a few seconds, man. Not even just a fan, man. I'm so happy for you, Jacob, man. That's awesome, man. That's so cool, man. Hey, one day I will be front row, but we'll see. Oh, okay, Jason, be safe, be well, bro, and I hope everything works out well for you. And definitely see you again real soon, man. But yeah, Jacob, that's incredible, man. I'm so happy for you, man. Hopefully you got some good video footage, man. You could really get some good video footage. CWF, is that next week?
He took it right over the top. The story was, I was building it'd be like a cult. This angle may be the hottest angle in the history of the business.
There was a guy with a military petite jacket on, and I hear this click aimed at my head. He said, "How to blow your head off."
Tales from the Territories.
Ooh.
New episode next Tuesday at 10 on Vice.
New episode next week, guys.
Thriving for almost 30 years and creating stars like Hulk Hogan. By the late 1980s, the landscape of the wrestling world had changed, and the writing was on the wall for the AWA.
Welcome to the greatest sports entertainment spectacular of all time. Welcome to WrestleMania!
Vince McMahon's juggernaut from New York was unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
And Vern's territory was on its last legs.
I remember when Vince Sr.
No trivia tonight, guys.
And all the promoters were calling him, "Hey, this is going nationwide. You're gonna ruin our territories." And Vince Sr. said, "No, here's what we're gonna do for you." My son came up with a great idea. Send us your main event matches, and we'll put them on HBO.
HBO.
So we're sending them, you know, Hulk and Jim and I in 6-man tag team matches, Bockwinkel and Billy Robinson in a championship match. Crockett's sending his top matches up there, and Eddie Graham sending his up.
StreamYards, this is a good idea.
Just to get on that network. And really all they were doing is using that to build where they wanted to go. Exposing all this talent to them. Now he can make his big move, and when he did, he hit the AWA hard because we were the biggest territory. Vince actually had a meeting with us, Vince Jr. He came in and wanted to buy Vern out.
He wanted to buy Vern out.
Vern said, "Well, I've got partners in Denver, and I got partners in Chicago and Milwaukee." He said, "I have to talk to my partners." So he left.
Oh, definitely Garrett. Yeah.
And said, "Do you have the number for me?" And Vern gave him the number. He said, "Okay, let me think about it." And we drove Vince to the airport, and he got out of the car. He turns around and he says, "I don't negotiate." And Vern says to me, Vern couldn't hear very well. He said, "What did he say?" He said, "I don't negotiate." What does he mean by that? I don't know. So we were ready for our Christmas week. We had all the major cities going, and they're always sold out. Christmas night, Hogan doesn't show up.
Oh, Hogan didn't show up.
And my dad, on the 21st of December, got a letter from Tampa, Florida. It said, "I'm not coming back, Hulk."
Wow.
And my dad said, what does this shit mean? And then he says, Tampa, Florida, it said Eddie Graham. They were always playing jokes on each other, so he just threw it away. And then Hulk didn't show up that night, so I called Hulk. He was in Minneapolis. I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Well, I signed a deal with McMahon. I'm leaving." And I said, "Well, you know, that isn't the way you do business." I said, "Fulfill your commitment." And he said, "Vince is paying me more to stay home."
He's paying him more to stay home.
In the wrestling business, from whenever it started, there was no contracts for the talent. It was a handshake. And nobody, I know from 1950 till 1983,
wow,
nobody ever broke that until Hulk Hogan broke that.
Oh, Hogan's the first one to break it.
My father more than anything, because Vern was honest, and when he gave you his word and his handshake, and that's the way I was brought up, your word is gold.
Hogan's the first one to do it.
And nobody ever broke it with him until Hogan did.
When did your dad realize? I mean, how did he?
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Oh, he wouldn't realize.
I mean, I talked to him. I said, "Dad, man, you know what? This guy's got more money than. Don't throw your money away." And then he looked at me. He said, "Are you a quitter?" And I said, "No, I'm not a quitter."
Right.
So,
it's inevitable, you know, with all the money.
They called me a number of times, wanted me to come up there. They had Gene Okerlund call me, and I can't leave my dad.
Hey, don't miss next week for these great stars.
Hogan's the first one to prevent the.
So what will be the legacy of the AWA?
Wow.
Oh,
the unionization as well.
For a long time, the
of wrestling
territory in all of wrestling. And Vern built it. You know.
The legacy for me was it was a great starting point. Vern understood, and he gave you the benefit of the doubt, even when you weren't that good.
Not sure yet, Hannah.
and he stuck with you, as he did with me. He gave
did with me too.
He did, and the man just saw something, and he kept believing in me. And
Jacob, keep up the good work, man.
Again, if it wasn't for Vern, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Well, none of us would.
Me neither.
I mean, I didn't even have. I was making this shit up as I went along.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. You know, I gotta give that show, this episode, a 7 out of 10. Gotta give this episode a 7 out of 10. Yeah, who is this guy? This guy's blubbery and everything. Lucky that ring didn't break. That ring almost broke. All right, everybody. I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you all be safe and be well. I'll catch you guys next time for the live stream. I may be live for AEW or SmackDown. Possibly I will be live for SmackDown and not AEW. So keep your notifications on. Well, definitely, Garrett. Absolutely, bro. All right, have a great night, guy. Be safe, be well. Warito, Maroney, Harper, Garrett Light, everybody on the stream. Absolutely everybody. Good night, everybody. Metroid signing out. Good night, Jacob. Oh, it's on tonight, so there's no AEW, guys, tomorrow. Definitely no AEW. It was tonight, guys. So I'll be back for SmackDown. All right, good night, everybody. MATTROISE signing out.